You all would light me up, okay, if this was coming from me. So instead of this coming from me, I talked to a few different stylists and asked them, what is your greatest pet peeve when it comes to clients? And you know what? They gave me a few things. Do not shoot the messenger. These are questions that I've asked a few stylists. What are some of your greatest pet peeves? I wrote these things down, and you know what? Some of it was pretty shocking. One of the things that stylists say that they hate the most, and I honestly have to agree with it. You would think that we like when you guys tell us, I don't care what you do. But I learned over the years, 9 times out of 10, that is not the case. Clients usually know what they don't want. You might not know what you want, but you definitely know what you don't want. So you know what? When you're consulting with your stylist, if you can't figure out what you want, tell them what you don't want, and then you can figure out how to get to that end goal quicker. So if you tell them, I want something super different, I just want to have a different look, do whatever you want to do, that is a no-go. Instead, tell them this. Look, I want something different. I know I don't want it to be short, and I don't want it to be red. That right there, you're automatically giving me options and having me pull out my creative juices to figure out what I can give you. So if you don't want it short and you don't want it red, now I know, okay, I can play with this color or that color. But I know that they don't want a haircut. You know what I mean? So take that into consideration. Never go to a stylist, especially I'm trying so hard not to tell my clients business, especially a new stylist, and say do whatever you want to do, because I guarantee you 8 times out of 10 you are going to come out not only upset with yourself, but upset with the stylist. So try your best never to do that. This next one is pretty obvious. Everyone I talk to, the general consensus is they hate tardiness. That's pretty obvious. Nobody wants somebody coming to their appointment late, running through the door, and then holding a cup of Starbucks. All right, nobody wants that. Hey, this is my wine. I'm not selling this. I give this out as gifts to some of my really, really great clients. But yeah, nobody wants a client coming in, drinking Starbucks, talking about, oh, I'm so sorry there was traffic. We know there was no traffic. We know that you stopped off at Starbucks, got caught up in the long line, and just decided to text us and let us know, oh, there's traffic, and they'll be okay with it. It'll be fine. It's not going to be fine, especially if you're over 20 minutes late. You have literally just ruined the rest of our day, okay? Because now that you're 20 minutes late, now I have to text the next client and tell them you're 20 minutes late. And if I don't try to rush, if I don't get them done in time, now the rest of my clients for the rest of the day, I'm texting them and saying, hey, my day is running behind. I'm really, really sorry. So honestly, if you're running that far behind, you may end up just losing that deposit, and you may have to come another day. And it's not to be mean, and it's not to be nasty, but it's to show consideration for the rest of the clients, for other people. Other people have schedules. They're trying to get to, I don't even have to explain all that. Y'all already know. This is stuff that you know better. All right. I don't even have to get into all of that. But remember, this isn't coming from me. It's coming from these other stylists. I hate to burst your bubble, but YouTube, Instagram, social media, they're not your stylist. Everyone, oh my God. So many people I talk to in the professional community, that's one of our greatest frustrations, is when you come in and you go, do you follow such and such? Well, they said, or they did, or they... Let's pretend like all of that is true. Let's pretend that your favorite influencer and that includes me, did something or did everything is not for everyone, okay? That includes color, chemical services. Oh, I pray they don't see this. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I have a client who got their hair bleached, okay? They came in, they had their hair colored black for about a year straight. Kept touching up the roots, and kept getting their hair colored black, for about a year straight. And oh God, I hate to tell the story. I'm gonna tell it anyway. They were getting their hair touched up, and this was with black rinse. So they came in and they said, I love to get my hair lightened up. I want to go to brown with dark blonde highlights. So I said, okay, so we did the consultation. I did a strand test to make sure that the hair wouldn't fall out, all of that. Hair was strong, hair was in great condition, hair color was beautiful, and she was so happy. And this particular client, and it really makes me angry with people who are sort of in my field, because I feel like you know better. This person is a makeup artist. So they got their hair highlighted, and then, it was like all brown with the beautiful blonde highlights. It was beautiful. And she called me one day, and it was weird. I think I was doing something, and I remember stopping to take the call, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And she was hysterical, uncontrollable, crying. I'm like, man, are you okay? What's going on? And she was like, all my hair just fell out, and I was like, well, what? I was like, what? And this was like 2 weeks later. And so I said, well, did it just fall out overnight? Was it like, what are you talking about? And so she was like, I relaxed it. And I was like, why? She asked me to relax it, and I told her no. I told her that lifting this dark color from her hair and going light, especially into a blonde, and it took so long to get her to that color. I said, we can absolutely not relax it. You cannot have relaxer. And she relaxed it anyway. And when I tell you, she woke up one morning and her entire hairstyle was sitting on the pillowcase. That frustrates me. And honestly, I felt so sorry for her. She was hysterical. But I'm glad that she understood that it was her fault. And I promise you, she never did it again. She never did it again. And you know what? we had a long talk. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I gained a client for life with that whole situation. She actually ended up moving. She lives in Texas now, and so she still comes to me regularly. So yeah, but that all stems from, and you know what her excuse was? She told me that the reason why she did it is because on the box of the relaxer, it said that you can relax your hair 2 weeks after you get color done. The box is not your stylist. Do not listen to the box. Don't listen to the YouTube channels. Don't listen to the Instagram. Listen to your professional stylist. Okay, your stylist know. I can tell. I've been able to tell clients, and this is not being arrogant. This is not because it was rough. I've been able to tell clients, you need to go to the doctor and get something checked out. You need to go to a specialist and because now it's not about your hair. There's something internal happening. And I promise you, someone being in somebody's scalp is very personal. So I'm just saying all that to say, just please listen. I'm trying so hard not to tell people's business and stories. I'm trying to be ethical, But the point is, listen to your stylist. Listen to your stylist. They know what they're talking about. I'm hoping they know what they're talking about. I know there's a lot of unprofessionalism happening and there's a lot of bad experiences out there. But if you find a good stylist, please listen to them. Please listen to them. And don't make that mistake that my client made by relaxing her bleached hair. By the way, it all grew back and is longer. Another embarrassing one. The moaning and groaning at the bowl. It has to stop. Guys, when you have someone shampooing your scalp, it is very inappropriate to be moaning and groaning at the shampoo bowl, especially if there's other people around, and especially if your stylist is married. Please do not moan and groan at the bowl. It makes us all uncomfortable, and that's all I have to say on that. Like, this isn't a long drawn out segment. Just please don't moan and groan at the bowl and call out names. It's inappropriate, guys. This is another simple one, and a lot of people ironically don't know this one. But when you're getting shampooed at the bowl, allow your stylist to control and handle your head. When you're getting shampooed, please do not lift your head up to allow me to get in there really good. Let me control and tilt your head. When you lift your own head up, now you have water running and shooting down your back. And after we finish styling you, you have a humongous wet stain on the back of your clothing, on your shirt or whatever. Please let us do our jobs and take care of it. I'm gonna piggyback on that one and add one more thing. When you're at the bowl, when you're at the dryer, it's almost like when you go to a store and they have that sign at the counter that says, please finish your phone call before you come up to the counter. We hate listening to your entire conversation. I mean, granted, there's that one-off chance. It's like, hey, this is my boss. Hey, this is my job. I'm waiting on the call. My sister's in the hospital. Like, we get that. But, hey, what's going on? Or did you hear back from them? Or what are you guys going to do? And, well, no, I'm getting my hair done. No, I'm thinking about, you know what, I'm getting a sew in. Or, I'm going to add. The whole area doesn't want to hear it. No one under the dryer wants to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Like, that can all be said over text, or just hey, let me call you back. Just do that. Like, nobody, honestly, these are all things that stylists have to think about and consider when you're booking your appointment. Let me tell you something. This is why I don't do online booking. I'll be honest. The reason why I don't do online booking, and this is one of the reasons, is because I have to consider the principal and I have to consider the principal. I'll use the term student. I have to consider the principal and the student. A principal doesn't want to be in there, professional, all that. She doesn't want to be in there listening to a 7th grader's conversation, loud, talking about lashes, nails, and hair. I have to separate the two. There's nothing wrong with being a student. You don't attack me. You know what I'm saying. They're just on opposite ends of the spectrum. And, when someone books an appointment, they're doing it to relax. That's a major part of it. And there's just certain things they don't want to run into in their relaxing space. Don't cancel me for saying that. It's just true. And vice versa. A student doesn't want to come in and see their teacher or professor or whatever sitting there because they want to be able to talk freely. So I try to consider all of that when I book someone's appointment. And if I know this client doesn't get along with that client, or this client used to date that client's ex, I'm sorry, I can't book you, especially if I know you're going to come in acting a fool, super loud, doing too much. Like, I just can't book you in the same time slot. So try to remember certain etiquette points. And then, you know what, if you're not sure, just ask somebody. You know, just try to remember your etiquette before you do something. That way you always want your stylist to be excited to book your appointment, excited for you to come in, because just as relaxing it is for you, it's just as relaxing for us. We enjoy your appointment. We love what we do, you know, or we should anyway. And, you know, we want to continue to service you and be happy with you. You don't want a disgruntled person in your hair with these. I'll be honest, I don't deal with this much. I won't say I don't deal with it at all, but I don't deal with it much. Most of my clients tip. Now, I will be honest, some people have just enough, some people have circumstances, and so everyone can't give gratuity, and I get that, and I'm not upset about it. But I will say gratuity is much appreciated, especially, you know, I have tried really hard over the years not to go up on my prices. I've had to a little bit, but I've tried not to go up on my prices, but everything else is inflating. And it's very difficult for me because, again, I don't live here. I live in Texas. So when I'm traveling, I'm not hanging out, clubbing, going to parties. I'm not doing any of that. I am here for work. I work all day, and when I'm not at work, I am pretty much sleep or eating or trying to exercise or whatever. But gratuity is very much appreciated, and I will say my clients are really good about that. They know that I travel. They know that I try my best to get the best products. You see what's behind me. I try to get really, really good products. Oh, this is another one I like. And it's not cheap. It's expensive. I drop hundreds and hundreds of dollars at the professional beauty supply store, and it does not come cheap. I try to give everyone the best, and so gratuity is definitely very much appreciated. And I will say that is one thing that a lot of stylists talk about. And a couple dollars, I'm trying not to go there, but I have to. I mean, if this is going to be an honest video, $3, $4, $5 is not always appropriate gratuity. Now, I want you guys to remember, I'm not coming down on any of my clients personally. All my clients are great. To be honest with you, good gratuity to me sometimes is just good conversation. You know what I mean? I appreciate being able to have a client that has great conversation. And to be honest, I appreciate when the client flat out tells me like, hey, look, I just don't have it this week. I get it. But remember, like, what it's like when you go out to eat, when we used to go out to eat or go to a restaurant, the gratuity is based on your bill, you know what I mean, and the level of service. So you can't just always round up. If your bill is $198, gratuity shouldn't be $2 just to make it complete and make it $200. Gratuity is reflected on how much your bill was. So just try to remember that. And again, I'm not talking about me personally. This is just, I literally asked different stylists, what's one of your biggest complaints? And this was one of them. And I don't fault clients, because especially clients who are not in the service industry. If you're not in the service industry, you know, you get it. And I'll be honest, I'm guilty of this sometimes, you know, just rounding up or just giving $5. And really, that's not the right thing to do. The right thing is to look at how much the service is and then base it off of that. Bust out your tip calculator and figure out what's 15, 20, 25%. That really makes me... sorry, I just got a text. That reflects to what the bill is. So I just wanted to shout that out real quick. Next up on the docket is having an open mind. So when you go to a stylist and you're bringing something new or a picture, always have maybe 2 or 3 options of what you're okay with, or having an open mind, because you can't always, oh, if I see Beyonce one more time, or I remember that blonde bob Beyonce had, or just all the, like, that doesn't look good on everyone. So be honest with yourself, allow your stylist to be honest with you and tell you, like, you know what, this may not look good on you. Like, what about this? Are you open to this? Let the person tell you or help you out. As far as styling, you have to have an open mind. Last but not least, client retention. This really isn't a critique on clients. This is just something that I wanted to say. I take client retention seriously. I want to keep my clients, especially because my clients are amazing, and I don't look at it as losing $55 or $200 or whatever for that style. I look at it as a yearly salary, and you all who are my clients know I will try to do what I can to keep you happy. And I don't mind losing or spending a few dollars to keep you guys happy, or spending some time talking to you, or throwing in something for free. You know, it's not just, if you walk away from me, it's not losing $55 or $200, whatever that service is for that day. That's a yearly part of my salary, you know. So when you multiply that for the 12 or 24 visits that you make for that year, it turns out to be a lot of money that you all, you know, give to me in exchange for services, and that's not taken lightly. And so I definitely appreciate, and I take it seriously, and I thank everyone who has been supporting me over the years, and I appreciate it. And I know things have been crazy lately, but let's hope it all gets better. That was the whole point of me doing these videos. I wanted to keep you guys updated. I wanted you all to know that even though I have not been able to service everyone, I have been thinking about you, and I wanted you to be able to look at these videos. We get to see each other and maybe gain a tip or two here or there. Thank you again, and I will see you guys later.